Back in 2009, I created a fake company called Game Interactive in order to get a free magazine subscription. I ended up getting officially invited to E3. Never went and never told the story until now. I attended back in 2010. Turns out a lot of people did something similar that year. They were essentially giving out invites to anyone with a blog because people figured out how to game the system. The following year they cracked down hard. The place I was writing for went from sending 6 to 8 people to cover everything to only being able to send 2 to 3 because of new restrictions. You should have gone to E3. I also didn't go to E3 at that year. I didn't make a fake company though. However, I also never told the story about that. You didn't really tell a story though. I just love this guy. I've never met Ravi personally, but I'm gonna go ahead and say, just having known you a short while, Brian, that I prefer Ravi. And again, I've never even met the guy. Technically I don't have a hearing problem. Classic Colin Robinson. Si yo muy bueno worker. Gums gotten mintier lately, have you noticed? Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Superman official teaser trailer. Fillion with the orange bowl cut is the perfect Guy Gardner. That first shot of Clark makes him look like Moss from IT Crowd. Guy Gardner out here with the platonic ideal of a yee ass haircut. No wonder they gave him the ring, he's proved he has infinite willpower to resist every barbershop he's ever walked past. A spaghetti hair Clark Kent and his dog. No need for a voiceover, just that iconic theme will do. I need film to make a grown man cry. My Life with Michael Keaton and Nicole Kidman. It's about a guy who learns, in the same week, that his wife is 3 months pregnant, and he has about 6 months left to live, guaranteed to make any dad cry. In order to make a grown man cry you can't just have a movie be sad. Regular sad won't cut it. It has to be sad and a topic that's close to him. A movie that's super sad and also involves themes that he himself feels vulnerability and connection to. Even then it might be a tough ask for some guys because they may have gone so long bottling up and swallowing their pain that they may not be capable of crying. I haven't seen it yet, but I've also never heard anyone speak lightly of the emotional weight of Grave of the Fireflies. My dad cries at the end of Saving Private Ryan every time he watches it. My pick would be the Iron Claw though. Had me bawling the whole time. Why does Yaddle not speak backwards like Yoda? I remember reading about Yoda using an old dialect since he's near 1000 years old and change is hard and language changes and whatnot, so it's possible that Yaddle is just younger than Yoda and is more hip. Or maybe she's just got a better grip on the language and Yoda is just caught halfway between whatever the galaxy speaks and whatever his native language is. Source, trust me, bro. Addicted to ketamine she is not. In X-Men, Days of Future Past, 2014, when Dr. Trask warns the president about Mystique, he says, she can transform into anyone, a general, a secret service man, even you Mr. President. Throughout the movie, Mystique turns into each one, in that order. It was a colonel if you remember correctly. The rest is spot on. So what's the play, Trasky boy? Oh, piss her off until she does exactly what you're describing. Okie dokie. They kinda messed up the story by implying they used Mystique's powers to get the Sentinels to adapt to other mutants' powers. Of course, it's Rogue who does that, but her scenes were cut from the theatrical release. Jackass star Steve-O explains why he changed his mind over getting breast implants for prank series. I mean, there is still nothing stopping him from getting beaten up at a motorcycle rally. I would still watch that. I can't imagine it would be that hard to do. Hey, he had a stupid idea that nobody called out at first, was lucky enough to have someone who should really know tell him it's a stupid idea and went, yeah, you're right, this is a stupid idea. Fair enough. It's been done before. Brian Zembic, a magician and gambler, got breast implants in 1996 and agreed to keep them for 1 year in exchange for $100,000. They were a C cup. After the year was up, he kept them and still has them today. God, I love people who can think clearly and rationally even if it takes some time to get there. Proud of how far Steve has come and respect that he knows how to change his mind when appropriate. Stupidest part of all of this is that you can fake breasts without implants. Drag queen do it all the time. You can even have cleavage. You don't need surgery. Oppenheimer wins the Best Picture Oscar at 96th Academy Awards, totaling 7 wins. If Al Pacino give every award, We would save like 3 hours. That was the most anticlimactic announcement I've ever seen, lol. Was Al Pacino supposed to go straight to opening the card? No movie introductions. LOL. My man Pacino fucked that up, LMAO. What a night for Nolan. In all fairness, it's really hard to kill people with plot armor. Once again. In OTS defense. The princess literally says that was too easy. They let us get away. Which is why Noon was shot. I would still rather have Beskar armor. The only time they had bad aim in the original trilogy was when they specifically aimed, I know, to miss, which itself demonstrates how good of a shoot they are, so that the crew of the Falcon believed they had escaped. Honestly, one of the best life quotes. Sometimes you can do everything right and still fail. Also a perfect improvised line Dwight said to Ryan, just as you plant the seed into ground, I am gonna plant my seed into you. First image from Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. That floor is an ankle breaker. Thought that was a parental advisory sticker for a second. I really hope they do justice to the book and not make Frankenstein just a gurgling monster. Because I made this design, I am telling you that you legally have to stop here and rest before journeying to the posts below. Just wish I could rest on someone's shoulder for a change. Don't scroll up, the enemies will have respawned. You designed. Been around a while, well done. Always enjoyed it. Kamala Harris to make first late night appearance as presidential nominee this Tuesday on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. As a non-American, I am so sick and tired of hearing about this election. Why is the American election dragged out for so long? In the UK we called one and 6 weeks later had a new verdict. I'd find it absolutely maddening if I had to see campaigning all year round. Surely no legislation is getting passed during this parade. Brace yourself for some hard-hitting questions. JK. The menu with Ralph Fiennes is that rare mid-budget $30 million movie that we want more from Hollywood. How much of the budget has to do with 95% of the movie taking place in one room? Student loans. No. Sorry, you're dying. I'm obviously missing something, but I don't quite understand how the mid-budget movie can't find a home anymore. Yes, there's no DVD money, but with a modest return at the box office, some secondary revenue, and a perpetual streaming license, it seems like they might be a safer bet than some of the big $300 million whiffs. With the big budgets probably taking a haircut for a while, it kinda seems like mid-budget should be the place to be. I like that the writers used to pen several iconic The Onion videos, and it shows here. That was my favorite movie last year. Still crack up thinking about that sad meal he cooked up in a panic. In the movie King Kong, 2005, a big, fat man from the audience can be seen laughing out loud at Andaro's comedic tumble. This foreshadows the event that happens later, when Kong bursts out laughing after and falls while attempting to amuse him. There's a fun interview with Naomi Watts where she discusses asking David Lynch for advice about whether to take this role. She switches into an amazing David Lynch impression and says, Naomi, anyone who sits in the palm of King Kong, will be a movie star for life. Absolutely love this movie. One of my favorite details is the crate in the underbelly of the ship labeled Sumatran Rat Monkey, a nod to one of Peter Jackson's first films, Brain Dead. Like and subscribe.